Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Freight Be Moving All Things Logistics. My name is Jewel Williams, and I am your host of the show. Today is episode 34. It is February 2nd. Oh my gosh. No, it's February 3rd. We had Groundhog Day yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw the shadow of the hog, but looks like we're going to be in some more winter. I never know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, on today's episode, we are talking about the journey of government contracting. I'm going to share with you my roadmap on what I've been going through to get myself positioned into the government contract space. And so, let me just do a disclaimer right here. This is not a how you going to get rich quick off of government contracting. This is a very detailed, slow process, but I want to add some insight today to those of you who may be attempting to get into government contracting, who have heard or explored and just don't know how to begin, or you may have paid for a couple of programs, or you may be looking at paying for a couple of programs. Let me just say, I didn't pay anybody to get me where I am today with my government contract applications. I did them all myself, and if I can do them, I know you can do them too. It does take time. It does take consistency to follow up and reply back and forth in emails and provide proper documentation. However, that is just the part of doing business. So let me start off with some happy Black History Month celebration. And we all know the famous Martin Luther King Jr., who is famous for his I Have a Dream speech. His speech sparked the thoughts in everybody that we can live on this planet together and honor each other based on our character, not based on the color of our skin and who we are. And it would be great if for all of us to just keep that dream in mind as we go forth and look at people as people and understand that they're just like you underneath. They just have a different set of skin clothing is all that is. Another person that I like to quote is John Maxwell. And John Maxwell has a quote on dreams, and it says, "Dreams often come one size too big so that we can grow into them." And that's, as an entrepreneur, we have that dream of managing our own business and making our own money and our own pathways. And those dreams, we do have to grow into them. And they're constantly evolving, they're constantly changing, and it is a daily grind. So with those thoughts in mind, let's turn the attention to my roadmap on how I have gotten myself to where I am today with the government contracting pieces. Now, there are 3 websites that I utilized during this phase of getting myself established in government contracting. The first one is sam.gov. I'm just going to give you some highlights and overview of the website and the things that you should be paying attention to. I also use the WBEC website. That is the Women's Business Economic Consortium. I believe that's the acronym stands for. I may be wrong, and I'll touch on that. And I also use SBA's website to obtain my veteran certification. And so I want to start off and just give you some information on sam.gov. I'm going to share my screen with you. Bear with me. Oh, hold on. I pushed the wrong button. That was not the button I wanted to push. And there we go. All right. So let's take a look at this. So sam.gov is the first point of entry in government contracting. And you will begin your journey here registering your company, your LLC, and I believe you may even be able to register as a sole proprietor. But this is the first point of entry right here. And it is a lengthy process. You will need to do a lot of reading, paying attention to the questions that they're asking for. But the best thing about this site is they offer all the information right there. So the guesswork is taken out of it. If you have a question, what piece of paperwork is needed, they have the link right there for you to reference and find the information you need. And if the information is not correct, they will send you a notification by email to have you send the corrected information. You will have a timeline to respond within. So you want to be sure that you're checking your emails and you're staying on top of this until you received your code in relationship to your business that certifies you have been logged in, and it's called a unique identity code. You see here, register your entity or get a unique entity ID. That is what your focus is when you're registering with sam.gov. The purpose of this website is to give you the entry and put your business out there for the multiple government agencies to recognize you as a legitimate and authentic business entity. Okay? So that's the first step that I had to go through. This process from start to finish, it probably took me about 2 to 3 weeks. So I'd give it a month. I'd give it a full month to work it. So if you started today, you should be, if you followed the steps and you had all your paperwork together and you made sure that you submitted all that stuff online, if you started today, you should probably be done by the end of the month, around March 3rd or 4th. Okay. So you don't have to, I didn't have to pay anybody to register myself on sam.gov. I just had to follow the instructions, take my time, and read what they were telling me to do. A lot of people get discouraged, they get overwhelmed. Just take it one step at a time. If you feel overwhelmed, just pause it. You can save where you were at, and then you can go back to it later. Just don't forget about it. Just don't start it, and then next, 30 days have passed and you haven't redone it, because you'll have to start all over again. So once you start it, just take your time, walk yourself through it, and you can handle it. I believe in you. So that's the first website. The second website that I began is it's not clicking here for some reason. Oh, there we go. So it is the WBENC, okay, website. Now, this is the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So I was wrong on the acronym. It's the Women's Business Enterprise National Council website. And it is known as the largest certifier of women-owned businesses in the U.S. and is considered a leading organization. Now, if you are a woman, obviously that you'll be using this website. Before you can begin the process of certification, you're gonna have to get yourself registered on sam.gov. That's why I said sam.gov is entry point number 1. You cannot move forward on the board until you get done with sam.gov. So once you get done with sam.gov and you are a woman-owned business and you want to register yourself as a woman-owned business, this can be your next step. Now, this is not the only women certifying organization. It is one of the biggest, but it is not the only one. And it does cost. There is a fee to the application, so keep that in mind. I think there may be some that are free, but don't quote me. Okay. Now, this application has taken a while to process through because you have to go through some webinars and make sure that you understand the dashboard. You'll have to submit paperwork maybe 2 or 3 times. And I do know that they are a bit backlogged with the applications, as it's taken a while for my application to go through. But once you get to into the registration and get your applications and stuff, then you're just going to correspond with them until they can do, some will do a site visit, some will do a virtual visit. But the process here is to certify you as a woman owned business. And this opens up some more doorways to some more resources for your organization. So this was step number 2 for me. Now, I am a veteran as well. And so there is also the pathway of becoming a veteran certified business owner. And so if you are a man out there or a woman who decides, you've been in the military, you can have both of those certifications. And WBENC does not do the veterans certification. So you will have to go through the VA. Now, prior to the new change, the Veterans Association was the group that was doing certification. Now, in 2023, moving forward, it has been announced by the SBA administration and the VA that certifications will be done by the SBA. And obviously, my computer is moving slow for some reason. I don't know why I can't click on this link. Interesting. Okay, none of my links are working. Okay, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, for some reason, my links are not working on my site. So let me try something. Let me see if I change this. And it's thinking about it now. It's going in circles. And still not doing it. All right. What is the problem? All right. So I'm not able to show you that at this time. If my computer decides it wants to do what it needs to do, I'll show you the website. So the SBA issued a notification that they were going to be doing all the certifications for the Veterans Administration. And that is your next stop for being certified. And you will go to the SBA website, and there is a link at the top that will say SBA certification. And from there, you'll be able to start the process on certifying yourself. And if you are a veteran, there is a link. If you look on there, you will see a link that says start here for your veteran certification and going down that pathway. Now, once I submitted all my documents, that process was a little faster than the other 2 processes. And of course, that's because I'd already done a lot of the footwork with sam.gov. I'd already done some footwork with the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So I really just had to just add that one more layer. And it took a couple of weeks, and I was able to become certified as a veteran-owned business owner. Now, what this does for you is allows you to seek out potential contracts to get government business. And I encourage you to continue to learn and read and absorb. Reach out to your local like SBA counselors. Some of them are through universities or colleges. Like here in Georgia, the Georgia Georgia Tech, they have a unit that is inside their organization that helps small businesses, and I have connected with them. And those are great resources to help you learn, to help you just filter through this maze of things that need to happen in order for you to build your business in the contracting space. And this is just one element. Now, as I have said before on the program, that government pushes money down into the economy, and they do that by purchasing services from private organizations. And so this is how you can get in with those. And there's some subcontracting opportunities where you may not be the primary holder of the contract. So you will subcontract with someone. And like I said, I want to encourage you to do your homework. These 3 websites, and I apologize for not being able to show you the SBA website, but you can just go to sba.gov and you can see it. But through these websites, you can find the information you need. Just you're going to have to take the time to read it. You're going to have to probably get up early in the morning when you're not distracted, get a cup of coffee, and sit down in front of the computer and just take your time and read through those things bit by bit. It is not a quick and easy process. However, once you get yourself established, it just opens up the opportunities for you to start exploring other things. And as a transportation and logistics provider like myself, these are opportunities that may not be available to you in the private sector for whatever reason. And so I know a lot of people have had some myths about you can't do contracting until you're established for 3 years and such and such and such. Here's my advice to that. Ask questions. Ask the question. You cannot go after somebody else's experience. Yes, they may know some things, but rules change, situations change, or there may be a doorway for you based on the type of business that you have where you can get in and not have to be worried about that 3-year wait period. What they're looking for is that you've got your act together, you've got your documentation together, and that you know how to present yourself as a business. Communication is going to be essential in this process, because I will tell you that what has helped me is being able to articulate what I needed and just gathering the information and the people helping me get to that point that I needed. And then I just continuing on by reading what I needed to read. Nobody is going to do it for you. You can pay somebody, but I strongly recommend you do it yourself so that you understand exactly what you're doing. All right. So that is my PSA announcement for today on getting into the government contract space for small and mid-sized businesses, woman-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses. This is just a start. If you like this content and this was helpful to you, you've got some questions, leave them down below. I'll be glad to reach out to you and just answer some questions for you. If I don't know, I'll answer, research and answer them on the show. I love helping my fellow business entrepreneurs out there reach it and make that success and reach those dreams and make them come true. All right. So peace out. Have a fantastic weekend and be safe in whatever you do. All right. I want to see you next week. Bye.